Hello everybody, my name is Frank Salerno and welcome to a Critical Hits breakdown where we take a closer look at some matches in the collegiate esports scene. So today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at a match from Overwatch Week 7 of the Spring 2020 NJCAA ladder, and the match was between the Northern Essex Community College Knights and Bismarck State College. And this match ended in a 3-0 in favor of the Northern Essex Knights. So what I'm going to do is look at the game, give a little bit of an analytical eye, and see why Northern Essex was able to sweep Bismarck, who was another top-tier team. At the end of the season, these teams were 1 and 2 individually in the standings. So let's jump into the gameplay and see what the Knights were able to do to come away with the clean sweep over Bismarck. So starting off, we see that Shaw for Northern Essex, the main healer, is using Lucio. And when you're on Ilios, well, like you are here at the start, you're going to want to be using Lucio. You obviously see the Roadhog and the Orisa as well, trying to get those environmental kills of booping, pulling, or dragging into the well. And while it is flashy and it's cool and it gives you a good little laugh as your team, it's a really fair strategy. And what we'll see Shaw do here is he's going to go to the middle, start riding the wall, get that speed and health boost up to its max potential, and then get behind the team of Bismarck. And just in case someone walks into his line of sight, he'll have good positioning so he's able to boop them into the well. Immediately fabled on Doomfist, playing a little bit of a dive, gets a kill onto the McCree, so already in a really early opening on the side of Northern Essex. And fabled again, like I said, playing this dive, going on the back line. They're unaware, focused the Moira, but got the junk. That's still a big kill. That's 2 DPS down. The McCree will be back soon, but still a great dive out of Fabled. I think that was maybe just a fault on the side of Bismarck as well, not accounting for Fabled being there. You gotta count heads better, you gotta know where the enemy team is at, and because of that lapse in Bismarck's strategy, Fabled's able to get 2 kills off the rip, dives the junk, and keeps the control in favor of Northern Essex Knights. Fabled with another dive kill there onto the Moira, doing a great job early with the dive. Sounds like the High Noon was used on the side of Northern Essex, so maybe a little bit of a waste. I think we just saw our first environmental kill as well, Osiris dragging in the Rhine like I mentioned. There's another drag, there it goes! Goodbye, McCree! See you later! What a play by Osiris! Oh, Tweety will get taken out by Mora's Orb. So maybe you get a little bit of pressure if you're Bismarck, but I guess because of that kill onto McCree and just on a little bit of a stagger, you don't want to get too aggressive onto the point. Here comes a Junkrat tire. You hear it in the background. We'll see if we can get a kill. You saw that. There it goes. And it did nothing. But Rhine will get kills onto Fable. Fabled will get taken down, so it is an opening. Here's a grab. Oh, Osiris matches it with the Roadhog ult and gets 2. He gets both tanks, Zarya and Rhine. Wow, what a great counter ult that was from Osiris. Fabled, I think that's no, it's Freaky J rather. Sorry, with the McCree will follow up with 3. Wow, great counter roll out of the Roadhog of Osiris, stopping the combination of the grab, and I believe the Coalescence was there as well, but nevertheless, I could be wrong. A great counter roll out of Osiris's Roadhog to keep the team alive immediately. That Roadhog ult kills 2 tanks. That's an awesome usage of the Roadhog ultimate. 1-0 goes up Northern Essex early. We'll see if they're able to 2-0 this. We obviously know they won. We're looking at why they were able to sweep Bismarck State College. See what happened here. Maybe this was a reason. Freaky J changing to Widow has the damage boost Mercy in the pocket. That could be lethal if the shots are lethal. If the accuracy is lethal, should I say. Ooh, Ana with a nice tag. Again, he's going to get healed, obviously, by the Mercy, but scares him a little bit. You know, makes him play a little less aggressive. Fabled still with the Doomfist, still looking for the dives. Might go in there, decides, pulls back. It's a very disciplined play, rather. Don't want to jump in there away from your team and get killed. They'll actually concede the point to Bismarck. Didn't feel like they had enough pressure. Obviously with Freaky in the back with Widow, unable to find a pick. Not enough pressure to get the point. They'll concede it to Bismarck. Good job by Bismarck there. Holding off. Here's a dive. Fabled with a kill. That's a major dive, and it worked in favor of Northern Essex Knights. And off that, you might get a push here. Fable does get traded, so the push gets stalled. There goes the Orisa. Kermie gets taken out by Datshaw. It now pops to Valkyrie after a really well-timed and well-executed res onto Kermie. That's going to lead to Fable diving in. They'll get the kills that they need, and they will get control of this point. Great job by Datshaw, keeping his team alive, getting the res onto Kermie, using the Valkyrie, and helping through the support role, getting that point. I would say that Datshaw right there was the MVP of that push. Gives Northern Essex the point. Now they're applying pressure as Bismarck is coming out of spawn. Nice shot. Nice little whip onto the Moira there. Freaky with one. Freaky, a nice kill onto the McCree, rather. And just like that, the push is over. Zarya also gets snapped on by Freaky J. So great job from Freaky J. Obviously killing the Moira and then the McCree. The push is done as it is. Add insult to injury with a third snipe onto the Zarya. That was a beautiful chain of kills from Freaky J. Right now, just applying pressure like they were in Northern Essex. Right here at this choke point. We'll see what happens. A Coalescence comes in from the side of Bismarck. Pairing that with the grab. Seems like it will succeed as they get two. Kermie puts down the bongo. I don't really know if that was the best usage. Gets taken out. There goes Mercy. That's a cap for Bismarck. Great job. The grab Coalescence combo came in handy. Tweety has the Nano. We'll see what they do. Probably going to a Rhine Shatter or Doomfist. Probably Doomfist if I were to bet. We'll see though.
Nano boost is ready to deploy. I have your back. You're powered up. Get in there.
Yeah, I believe that was the Doom that did get the Nano. We'll see if they're able to get anything off of that. Fabled actually got killed, so as I say, I hope they're able to get something. They get absolutely nothing. They actually do get a kill, and then a revive onto Freaky J. So not terrible. The Roadhog Osiris having a great job, a map here on Ilios. It will get backed up, but they did apply a little bit fresh. Oh, Freaky J. Nice snipe onto the McCree through a lot of traffic. Here comes a pin onto the May. Not a pin, rather a chain, a hook. There's a lot going on here, but they're doing a great job, Knights, of keeping their team alive and getting the picks. That was a great job. There was a lot happening there. But Northern Essex was able to find the kills that they needed. I think a lot of that came on the back of that early pick from Osiris onto the Moira. Kind of put them on the back foot, them being Bismarck. So great job on Northern Essex to regain the point there. And I don't think they invested that much ultimate-wise. I don't know if they really had it. You see that Kermie is still sturdy off the shatter. I'd be surprised if Kermie doesn't fall, but great healing coming in. Kermie's been great. The pairing of the heals from Datshaw has been better. That may have actually been Tweety with the Ana keeping him up there. Nevertheless, Healing was great on the side of Northern Essex that time, which kind of led to their victory here on map 1 Ilios. So healing was awesome. Fabled also with the Doomfist. Awesome job diving, getting those picks when needed. So I think map 1, the dive was just better than the brawl that you were looking on the side of Bismarck. The counters really weren't there. This chain here with the Grav Coalescence was really the only defining moment in the entire match for Bismarck. The only thing they did well, they used the Grav on the Well Hill, and they got destroyed by a Road Hoggle that booped both of their tanks into the well. So I think the dive and the healing just outplayed Bismarck on that first side. So good job by Northern Essex. We'll see what they do here on map 2. We'll see how Bismarck's maybe able to counter some of the dominating DPS play we saw out of Freaky and Fabled, and if they're able to counter it. Obviously they end up losing, like we said. Like I will remind you, we're watching a 3-0 between these teams, between Northern Essex and Bismarck, with the Knights getting the 3-0. The point is to see how they did it and what Bismarck could have done differently, and I think the difference will come from the DPS of Bismarck in this second if they are able to stay in a little bit. We'll see if they did counter and what Northern Essex was able to do in response, if anything. Fabled on Soldier, that's good. It will make him self-sufficient in terms of heals. Kermie with 2. Wow. And then Freaky J on the back line with the Widow. Kermie's been doing a great job up front as well. Kermie and Osiris on the tanks. I didn't really give them enough love on the first map, but they've been doing a great job. Nice snipe out of Freaky. Wow, Freaky J. I just mentioned that I wanted to see how the DPS would counter the DPS of Freaky and Fabled on the Northern Essex Knights that dominated map 1 Ilios. And here on map 2, more of the same from Freaky J and Fabled so far.
No one can hide from my sight.
I like his positioning out of Freaky. That's why I liked it. With the Infrasight, that's really useful. Gets the pick onto the opposing Ana. And pretty much the Bismarck players are on their back foot now. The healing onto Kermie has been electric. Lucio and Moira paired up right now. Datshaw on Moira. That's the third hero we've seen Datshaw use, and the third hero they've had success with. They chain the Coalescence, the Tactical Visor, and the Sigma ult to get that push. That's a lot of utility, but they should be able to get this uncontested. There might be one more little contest on this side of Bismarck, but you pretty much lock it up as long as you can win this one team fight. High Noon coming in. High Noon doesn't get a lot though from the McCree of Bismarck. You want to get more than just Freaky there. Getting Freaky really doesn't do much. All you're really doing is getting a DPS who on the back line, and in this close range fight may be able to get a pick or two, but you're really looking to get a healer or two there if you're Bismarck with the High Noon. I'll be honest, I think they wasted that really badly, because now you don't have the High Noon. You're getting on a little bit of a stagger now. You're getting rolled by Northern Essex, and they might be able to push this thing straight in uncontested pretty much all the time. Datshaw need to soak up some damage so they get more heals. You see running out of the heals there from Moira. And they're pushing this thing straight in. Here comes the Rhine. Get a contest. Zarya just got killed, so that's a little bit of pain for Bismarck. They're on a stagger. Coalescence targeting, getting damage, and that should be it. That's it. Yeah. Wow. Northern Essex Knights looked awesome in this game. They really did. They looked really, really good. And we'll jump ahead to when they're at the choke here on defense. But if you're Bismarck, you need to change it up. The brawl that you're doing right now is simply not working. You can't kill Freaky and Fabled. So maybe you try to change to a more of a dive. Maybe I'm not gonna lie and say I'm super aware with the play of Bismarck as a team as a whole, and what they're able to do in terms of different comps, but the brawl you're going with right now ain't it. It ain't it, Chief. This is not the move.
Take your medicine. This one only hurt for a minute. I have your back.
Right now, it's just a very basic play at the choke. Just kind of brawling it out, see if you can get the advantage, get a pick. Bismarck gets the first onto Tweety. Maybe get the res here onto Tweety if you're the Datshaw Mercy. Yep, there it is. But Datshaw gets taken out. But pretty much these trades are going in favor of Bismarck. So that was a good job. They got the initial pick. Looks like Freaky got taken out a little bit. Stabilized, you know, brought back down to reality from that insane level of play that he was having. I'm not saying Freaky's not a great DPS player. We've seen that he's been insane so far, but he's playing way above the level of DPS that between two high teams should be dominating. You know, you shouldn't be dominating to that extreme with two good teams out here.
Nano boost is ready to deploy.
This is where I really want to see Bismarck figure it out in terms of comps and maybe focusing Freaky a little bit more. Hopefully you can outplay him. Man, hopefully they're able to follow up on that. But that snipe gave Freaky J a haircut, and then he takes out the Widow. If you get that kill onto Freaky there, the Freaky's not even looking at the Widow. The Widow has a clear line of sight onto Freaky J, and Freaky is dead meat. He's a sitting duck, and they miss the shot. And because of that, Freaky regroups, gets the kill onto the Widow, and now it slows down the push. You don't get that opening from Bismarck. They just gotta convert shots. That's really what it comes down to right there. The Freaky J kill onto the Rhine, then gets traded by the Widow. So while that's good, like, that's a good kill, but you get the trade, an unfavorable trade for Bismarck. You don't want to trade a Rhine for a Widow. The Widow is not what you really want to be focused. The Rhine is a big loss. Because of that, you got to back it up. Like, Bismarck has to back up. They can't push without the Rhine, so that slows down everything. Moira just faded, I think, straight into that charge. As a Moira main myself, I've been there. That's just very unfortunate. Once again, slows down the side of Bismarck State College. Northern Essex just dominating in pretty much every fashion. I don't think there's a single facet of this game where Bismarck is doing it better than Northern Essex. The Knights are dominant right now. Kermie on the front line, not giving them enough love. Been awesome with Rhine. Toasty Potato on the side of Bismarck. That is the Rhine player. Doing a great job. Pretty much doing all they can. Blocking a lot of damage that's getting beamed in with the Sigma Rhine double tank combo that you have on the side of Northern Essex. Finally, Freaky will fall to the Ash. Maybe they try to get a push off of this. Popping the Coalescence. Yep, they want it. But here comes the ult from the side of Osiris' Sigma. Popping the Tactical Visor is Fabled and finds 4 to pair it with the Sigma ult. And just like that, when Bismarck thought maybe they'd have an opening, they completely shut it down. GG. Game over. 2-0 in the series. They go up. what happened on map 2, as we're seeing, is Bismarck just didn't have an answer to the hit scan DPS of Ashen's Soldier there on the second side. They just didn't have it. They didn't focus. They didn't win the 1v1s enough. The Widow that they pulled out wasn't great. The Ashe that they pulled out wasn't getting the job done. And because they were switching so much, they didn't really have time to chain those ults together. I don't think I saw a single Bob on the side of Bismarck. And as we go to map 3, obviously you've seen we've skipped ahead. We go on to Anubis. Freaky opened it up, and now we have a dive coming out of Fabled again. We saw the dive successful on map 1 with the Doomfist, and immediately the dive is successful here with the Genji. They also have the Winston adding on to the dive. Then they're going to be able to get this break and probably this capture. So they alternate from dive to brawl. From between map 1 and 2, they jump back to the dive on map 3 on Anubis, and they roll the first point. Bismarck just doesn't have a counter to these comps. I saw the May, which is a good play in theory on the side of Bismarck. So I will give them props for trying, but trying is not how you win. There's the mines right on top of everybody. Immortality on top of that. Actually, the immortality came from the other side, so that was a good counter from the Baptiste of Bismarck. But they're still rolling through. Winston getting 2, Genji with 1, Freaky J, Widow is still alive. That's a full team kill, and that's gonna be a cap, and that's gonna be a complete dumpstering of Bismarck on that first side. And I don't mean to disrespect Bismarck. We know they were a great team. They came in like first in the standings, I believe. It may have been second. But these two teams, like I mentioned, were 1 and 2. Bismarck was just getting outplayed here. The dive was too much, and they're talking in the chat, having fun with it. Bismarck kind of knows this isn't our day. But that Genji dive was great from Fabled. And Freaky J opened it up again with another beautiful shot with the Widow. If I'm Bismarck here, I want to go full dive. Just, the brawl has not worked for 2 maps. Just get the dive and send it. And Freaky immediately kills the Genji. That had to have been a nasty shot. It had to have been. Like, at least he went dive. I think that's Winston. I think I saw Winston Genji. So at least they went to the dive. At least they tried. Didn't look like it worked there. They have a Junkrat as well. Maybe pepper in some damage. The tire can go huge. Hammond. Yep, I like that as well. Hammond does get taken out by the Orisa from Kermie. Freaky back here with the snipe. Just absolutely deadly. Here comes another team push. It's regrouping. Are the Bismarck players? Ooh, Fabled back with the Doomfist. I did not even realize. Freaky immediately gets a pick onto the Junkrat again. So Fabled's going to try to counter the dive. Here comes a dive of his own. Unable to get anything, and he's actually in a bad spot. So I appreciate the dive attempt. It worked well on Ilios map 1, but not here on map 3. Ooh, that Datshaw res is big. So while the entire Bismarck team is pushing to the right of the Knights, Datshaw will sneak up to where Fable died, get the res, and then dash back. That's heads up play. Really great usage of the res. Datshaw's been an electric mercy so far. The Hammond was antied, so it's trying to get the heck out of dodge. Winston peppering in some damage onto the Hog. It's not going to go well for Winston if more reinforcements get there. Tweedy does get killed by Genji, so that's a big opening on the side of Bismarck, one that you've rarely seen them have. But at the same time, Northern Essex is doing a great job keeping their players alive. Datshaw's Mercy's keeping them up and healed and ready to go. The Ana, I believe, is what we're looking at as the second support here. And they've also been great. Datshaw will finally die as I say that, though. It may be a Lucio. I'm not sure what the second support is, I will say. Freaky finally gets taken out by the dive of the Winston with the Primal. The Ana of Tweedy gets taken out, so it wasn't Ana, but they're gone. Fabled also gone, so this should be, barring a substantial comeback, but a great job so far of holding it down. Slowing down what should have possibly been a cap for the Bismarck players. Datshaw changed to the Lucios and get there quicker, and they did a good job of stalling. Fabled's now in, maybe trying to make something happen with the Doomfist. Getting the heals they need. Here comes a play. Gets taken down. Tweedy falls. Fabled falls. Freaky's last stalling. Nice job with the grapple to try to get up top and get back down. Waste time for the team to get there. But the blade from the side of Bismarck on the Genji will help them secure this point. I believe they have one more to clear, and I think it's the Winston. May have just backed up to stay alive. But good job there on the side of Northern Essex Community College of not letting them have too much time. Fabled with a beautiful flank. Wow, that was great by Fabled. Wow, that was awesome. So Fabled hid up top, dove in, got a kill, followed it up with the Meteor Strike, and ended up clearing 4, and I think it led to a complete team wipe. Great job by Fabled. Wow, that just slowed down any momentum Bismarck possibly had. Fabled's Doomfist, we saw it be great on map 1, and now we're seeing it be better and possibly here on map 3 on Anubis. Attire comes in and gets 2. Datshaw will fall. The Mercy's been great out of Datshaw, so that's going to put them on the back foot a little bit here, that being the Knights. There goes Tweedy. So here comes the pressure from Bismarck. Here's their chance to make something happen. We'll see how Northern Essex was able to get out of this. Freaky J, what a flash and kill.
Check this out. You'll feel better soon.
Just like that, the push is over. Good job by the Knights there to regain after losing your healers. We're going to skip ahead to what is the last push now. Bismarck out of time. A beautiful tire. So the Junkrat, I will give them credit. The Junkrat on the side of Bismarck did a great job, but Fabled. Wow, he's just dominating. So if we're looking at why did they win this map 3 here on Temple of Anubis, I'm putting it on Fabled and Datshaw as the MVPs. So a clean 3-0. An awesome job. We'll see the play of the game from Fabled. But just like map 1, I give credit to the dives from Fabled. Map 3, I'll say Fabled obviously did a great job here as well. Sneaking in the back line. Another mistake where Bismarck's just not counting the heads, and they're not aware of where everybody is at. Not really having the best of comms, it seems like. Nevertheless, Datshaw, Fabled, got to be my MVPs for this team as we close out the dominating 3-0. Thank you so much for watching the first Critical Hits breakdown from me. My co-host Rob Flax is also doing a breakdown of his own on League of Legends, which can also be found here on this YouTube channel or on the Esports U network. So, If you're wondering where can I find the Esports U 24/7 Collegiate Esports Network to get all of the constant coverage that you want, you got to go to collegiatesmg.com and go to the Esports U tab, and on there, like I said, coverage from the ECAC, the NJCAA, and collegiate esports everywhere, covering all the news and giving you all the content that you could possibly want. If you're looking for more content from me or my co-host Rob, you can find this on Critical Hits and our brand. We have many different kind of shows on there, including an interview series called Collegiate Community, where we talk to esports athletes from different schools and different organizations to talk about what it's like to be a collegiate esports community member. Along with that, we also will have weekly roundups looking at biggest news, giving you highlights and such when the season starts back up. And it starts back up soon, August 10th. A Valorant tournament. We're really excited for that. We'll have your coverage. So until then, or until next time, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later.